Today in Econ, you have quiz 2. Let's study first. In the year 2000, true or false, Microsoft founder William H. Gates III was listed by Forbes magazine as being worth $60 billion. True. True or false? Unions have been getting significantly weaker in the past decades. True. True or false? Many of the early unions were Marxist in their philosophy. True. Between 1952 and 1955, Walter Reuther of the Blank and George Meany negotiated a merger of the two organizations. Okay, Walter Reuther was of the CIO. Who designed the first all-iron bridge constructed in England, and his factory cast the iron for it? Wilkinson. True or false? The Taft-Hartley Act forbade a closed shop. True. True or false? During medieval times, the Western countries were largely composed of manorial estates. True. True or false? The CIO, or Congress of Industrial Organization, was started in 1936. True. True or false? Each manor was owned by a nobleman to whom the serfs owed allegiance. True. True or false? The 1800s brought about the beginning of a very exciting time in world history, the Industrial Revolution. False. True or false? Maudslay designed a number of machine tools which were instrumental in speeding up and improving work. True. Between 1952 and 1955, Walter Reuther of the CIO and George Meany of the Blank negotiated a merger of the two organizations. George Meany was of the AFL. States began to pass laws called blank laws, banning the union shop. They were called right-to-work laws. True or false? John Wilkinson invented the cylinder boring machine. True. A workplace where only union members may be hired. A closed shop. A member of a feudal class in Europe, which was owned by the heads of the estates where they worked. Serf. Term for unionists carrying signs or placards expressing their concerns and blocking a plant entrance. Picket. Hubs of economic activity in Europe, such as Venice and Genoa. Trading centers. True or false? Laws which regulate or curtail business monopolies or dominant financial organizations are called antitrust laws. True or false? True. True or false? The age of exploration helped to set the stage for the development of the free market economy in Western Europe and in America. True. Office developed by kings in order to weaken nobility were answerable only to the king. Sheriff. A monetary unit that was a strong universal standard in the Middle Ages. Gold coinage. Fencing in property in order to raise sheep for their wool to meet an increasing demand for the product. Enclosure movement. End of the Middle Ages brought about in the quest for new trade routes and raw materials. The Age of Exploration. The father of economics who wrote The Wealth of Nations. Adam Smith. The Crusaders had whetted the European appetite for Eastern goods. When were the Crusades? From 1095 to 1204. What is a good that all people accept as a means of payment? A medium of exchange. True or false? There was a political division in the continent of Europe during the 9th and 10th centuries which limited trade. True. Two of the largest CIO unions. The United Automobile, Aerospace, and Agricultural Implement Workers of America and the United Steelworkers of America. A search for gold was begun in the New Blank. The New World. New sources were discovered in blank and in the Western Hemisphere. Africa. True or false? Most serfs hired vassals to run their farming communities. False. True or false? The religious Reformation helped the increase of trade. True. True or false? In the 9th and 10th centuries, Europe was a mass of small duchies and provinces. True. True or false? Trade was not a reason for the Age of Exploration. False. True or false? The rise of kings helped the increase of trade. True. True or false? Gold was accepted as the universal exchange. True. During the 1400s and 1500s, wealth was defined by the amount of blank one's country had. Gold. The Western Hemisphere created for Europe a source of blank, gold and silver, and colonial markets. raw materials. True or false? You arrive at the gross national product by adding up the value of all of the nation's workers and people who want to work in a given year. False. True or false? South Africa diamond mining companies will take some of the diamonds they have mined and use them in their drill bits. The diamonds that are used for that purpose are known as capital goods. True. What year did Magellan circumnavigate the globe? (1522). What year did Columbus discover the Western Hemisphere? (1492). Remember the song? In 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean. Okay, forget it. What year did Diaz round the Cape of Good Hope? (1487). Kmart and Walmart businesses battle for the consumer's purchasing choices. What is that an example of? Competition. Affluence or superabundance? Prosperity. Originally organized as a union of skilled workers only. AFL. Who saw a boom during their first years in the market? Snapple Beverages. The strength of the dollar against foreign currencies. The exchange rate. True or false? If a company is experiencing great prosperity, we say they are experiencing a boom. True. True or false? The American dollar is worth exactly the same as the German mark. False. Saudi Arabia enjoys wealth from its vast oil fields. This company is still enjoying great what? Prosperity. True or false? I'm sorry, it's not true or false. A tax on imported goods is known as tariff. True or false? A rebate is usually where you get money sent back to you after you send in a requirement, like the UPC symbol on the side of a box. True. True or false? A tariff is like an added-on tax. True. Coupons used to entice the consumer to make a purchase are examples of what? Sales tactic. True or false? When American car sales were suffering due to Japanese imports, the government instituted a tariff. True. Alright. I want you to go back and study this until you know it before you take this quiz.